An excerpt from Belira, written and read by Freya Pickard. She stared stonily at the empty valley and did not reply. Lauren wondered if her hearing was sharper than his because of her younger years, or if she had the hearing of the Ayendu. His thoughts turned to Kimorka, who had been convinced the Earl was part Ayendu, and if that was so, then it would be logical that Otter had the traits of that race. With a shock, he realised that he no longer felt the pang he'd always experienced when thinking of Kimorka. He felt sad at the loss of emotion, but it was as the Zarati had told him. Kimorka was not for him. He watched Otter's expression turn from neutral to wariness, and he felt again a spark of desire in his soul. Surely not. He could not have transferred his feelings from Kimorka to a careling lookalike who detested him. Otter's cold eyes seared him, and he realised he was wool-gathering. It's returning. He didn't need to ask her to clarify her statement. He could feel the disturbance in the air. Ruddy orange illumination flared up in the twisting ravine that led out of the grassy bowl in front of them. Lauren clearly heard the scream of a horse that was cut off abruptly. Into the cavern, he pushed Otter towards the entrance of the mine. They hurried past the pool of water and the horses' saddles propped on boulders. A swirl of wind and foul vapour rushed into the mine, and they turned to see a starlit wing brush against the opening. Something heavy and moist thumped onto the ground on the threshold, and Otter inhaled sharply. Lauren blinked against the overpowering fumes and, once his vision had cleared, realised what had been dropped on the ground. The blooded, torn corpse of a horse. "It's hunting back up the trail," Otter whispered. "Can it smell us?" Lauren's voice failed as darkness filled the cavern entrance. Without thinking about the consequences, the Taku kindled light at the end of his staff. The cave mouth was too low to allow the Sharish Edenru's head inside. All the two travellers could see by the light of the carved Merlin's head on the end of the Taku's rod were two large shell-shaped nostrils that flared wide. In the depths of the shadows, an amber light glowed. "Get back," Lauren whispered. "Why?" Otter's expression was one of curiosity. "They breathe fire." He grabbed her shoulder, his hand slipping off the armoured coating. At that moment, the Sharish Edenru inhaled, and a liquid gurgling ran through the darkened air, echoing off the stone walls. The wide nostrils lifted higher as the large jaws opened. The staff's light reflected off rows of serrated teeth, and the noise of boiling liquid intensified. A red-orange light pulsated in the gloom, growing brighter as the sound of scalding fluid bounced around the mine entrance. Otter's eyes widened in surprise, and as one they turned, heading towards the dark, unknown path at the back of the cave.